Hello again, my little conscripts, and welcome to another Mordian Glory video. In today's episode, we shall be doing a quick tip tactica, where we look at a crunchy combo or a handy tactic to help you get the most out of your guard army. And this time, we are going to be exploring how you can get all of the squadron orders you need for your army without taking a single tank commander. No need for expensive Rogel Dawn or Lehman Russ tank commanders. You can save points, get all the orders you need, and still have your vehicles operating at peak efficiency with orders like Take Aim. How, you may ask? Well, this is the beauty of the Creed command blob. And so without further ado, let's mount up, roll out, and dive right into this thing.
Attention, guardsmen! The Commissariat has detected you have not yet liked this video. Do so immediately, or else you will face the Emperor's wrath. And anyone who has not yet subscribed to the channel will be transferred to the penal battalions. That is all. Move out!
Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that this tactic only works inside the Combined Arms Detachment. And this is because of a cheeky little stratagem down here called Flexible Command. Flexible Command is fundamentally a very strong stratagem. Essentially, how it works is it allows your Astra Militarum officers to order both regiment and squadron units, even if normally they couldn't do that. So, for example, normally your infantry officers like Caden Castellans, command squads, Creed, and the like, they can't order vehicles because they don't have the ability to order squadron. They can just order regiment. And likewise, your tank commanders normally can't issue orders to your infantry units because they can only issue orders to other squadron vehicles. But Flexible Command says any officer can do their orders to both regiment and squadron units. And what's so powerful about this stratagem is it doesn't just target one of your officers, it targets all of your officers in your army simultaneously on the same turn. So the reason this stratagem is so powerful is it essentially completely insulates your chain of command. Normally, one of the big weaknesses of the Imperial Guard is your enemy can mess with your army rule. They can go after your tank commanders, and then your tanks suddenly lose so much potency because they're struggling to hit on a 4+. Take aim is so important to get tanks doing the damage that they need to do to keep you in the game. Likewise, if they are able to kill some of your frontline officers, then your infantry squads might struggle to be moving around as fast as they need to with things like move. But thanks to Flexible Command, that's no longer an issue, and it actually solves one of our big problems, and it can be a real headache for your opponent. I can't tell you the number of times when my opponents have really gone after my tank commanders. They've overexposed themselves, and then I've just been able to plug the gap by going, that's all right, I can use Flexible Command. I'll have my officers sort out my vehicles from my platoon squads. That's totally okay. There's no issue with that for me. Now, not only does it allow you to have insurance in the game, but it also allows you to build your list around this stratagem. Now, I'm not a massive fan of building entire armies around little gimmicks and tricks and stuff like that. And when I talked about Flexible Command and other stratagems in my Combined Arms Detachment review, I said that most of these were tools in the toolbox. However, I was talking in broad brush terms, and actually, if there's one exception to that rule that I would have, it is Flexible Command and the Creed command blob. However, Flexible Command does have a weakness, and that is its command point cost. It's 2 CP. And considering in a game where typically you're only going to get 10 of them, unless you're taking a special character like the Lord Solar, giving up 20% of your command points for one stratagem, that's 20% in an entire game on one stratagem, is a big ask. And it really kind of scuppers the whole thing. Unless you use the Creed command blob. You see, Ursula Creed has a special ability, which is Tactical Genius. Now, how it reads on the datasheet here is just wrong. Such is the beauty of printed rules, I suppose. But how it actually works is Creed can reduce the cost of one of your stratagems by 1 command point. So suddenly, flexible command becomes eminently more accessible because it's only 1 command point. Fantastic, brilliant, awesome. And Creed is really good with flexible command anyway because she can do 3 orders. So she's making the stratagem cheaper. She's a great source of being able to spaff out tank orders left, right, and center. Fantastic. What more do we need? Well, you know what's better than only costing 1 command point? Costing non-command points. Enter, left of stage, the Cadian shock troops. Creed can join a unit of Cadian shock troops. In fact, Cadian shock troops can have 2 leaders that can join them. So you could have a platoon command squad, or should I say Cadian command squad, and Creed join a 10-man squad of Cadian shock troops, or a 20-man squad if you wanted to. Now, the reason you would go for that 20-man squad is because of this war gear ability, Voxcaster. You can take 2 Voxcasters in a 20-man squad or 1 in a 10-man squad, but you're going to want 2 of them. How it works is each time you target the bearer's unit with a stratagem, you roll 1d6 and add 1 to the result if there are 1 or more friendly officer models within a 6 inches. On a 5+, you gain 1 CP, so if there's an officer there, it's on a 4+. Now you make that roll for each Voxcaster in the squad. So if you've got 2 Voxcasters in the squad, you've got 2 chances to roll that 4+. Statistically, you should make that every time. So putting this together, you can get Creed, put her inside a 20-man blob with 2 Voxcasters, reduce the cost of flexible command down to 1 command point, and then use both of those Voxcasters to regain a command point after you use flexible command, resulting in a net cost of 0 CP to use one of the most powerful stratagems in the combined arms detachment. It's meant to be this thing which has a huge barrier. Oh, you're going to spend so many command points on it. And the reality is you are going to spend none and you are going to reap all of the rewards. But wait, there's more. You have the Cadian Command Squad. Now, the Cadian Command Squad can normally only do 1 order. But if we combine it with the Grand Strategist Enhancement, it allows you to give one of your generic officers, so not Creed herself, so that's why we're taking the Command Squad, to do an extra order. That Cadian Command Squad also comes with a Master Vox. Now, the reason that's important is because if we put all of this together for a single blob of Guardsmen with the Command Squad attached and Creed attached, for the low cost of 0 CP, we have 5 orders that can be put on regiment units or, most importantly, squadron units. And in reality, in my experience, that is more than enough squadron orders to order all of your vehicles. I'm someone who likes to take a Rust fleet over Rogue or Dawn, so I tend to take like 5 vehicles. I typically have like 5 Lehman Russes rolling around blasting people. That's an order for every single one of those. And I'm a little bit atypical in that. Most people these days like to have like a Rogue Dawn or 2 and then like a couple of Lehman Russes. Again, you've got 4 orders that are needed there for those vehicles. You've now got all of them covered and you've got 1 order left over for the actual platoon of infantry that you're running. So the infantry doesn't go without either, and you can still have them pushing forward and doing things that you need them to do. Now here's the thing. If you take, let's say, 3 Lehman Russ Vanquishers and then a couple of Lehman Russ Executioners, and then you take the Creed Command Blob, it actually works out at being roughly the same cost as if you'd just gone for 2 Tank Commanders and like 3 Lehman Russ Vanquishers. Maybe even slightly more expensive. But what you want to realize is, okay, so this is coming out about the same cost for the same effect as me taking like 2 Tank Commanders and putting Grand Strategist on 1. But you've got an extra unit involved. So it's roughly the same cost for the same outcome, but you get a whole extra unit at your disposal. And having that extra unit is actually a big deal. That's an extra unit that can do actions. That's an extra unit that can hold objectives. Taking that blob and sticking it on your home objective, that's your home objective locked the hell down. And not only is it locked down, it's screening out your back line. There's enough bodies there. With 20 bodies, there's enough bodies there to stop any 6-inch deep strikes from coming in. It's contributing to the battle. It's keeping your orders safe. It's performing backline screening. All of this just works. If I was to say there was any major disadvantage to this whole thing, it would be that it's all your eggs in one basket. So if someone is able to conduct a assassination mission against you, it could really cut the head from the snake. However, indirect fire just isn't a thing anymore. And that would be really what people would try and use to go after you. This unit's probably going to be towards the back of the lines. You know, it's going to be relatively safe. Unless something's gone horribly wrong and the battle's probably lost anyway, your orders should be pretty secure. And if you don't like the idea of all your eggs being in one basket, it is entirely possible to spread things out a little bit in a natural way that doesn't cause you to spend lots of points. Let's say you're running a typical hybrid army. You're already planning on taking a blob of 20 guardsmen. You're already planning on taking an order for that unit. Let's say a command squad. Classic Cadian blob, right? All you have to do is chuck Creed in there and you're unlocking all this potential. And if you think, well, I don't want to have a full blob at the back doing nothing. It's still a lot of bodies. It's a lot of points potentially being tied up. Okay. Flexible command is nothing if not flexible. Have a 10-man squad. Go for that traditional command blob vibe, sat on the back objective, right? So 10-man squad with the command squad with Creed in it. Flexible command doesn't just target that one unit. It targets all of your officers simultaneously. So the Creed command blob allows you to reduce the cost of the stratagem by 1 to 1. But then every other officer who's leading any other blobs with a Voxcaster, those other Voxcasters get a chance to recover that CP. So what I mean by that is, let's say you've got Creed in the blob sat on your home objective. Let's say you've then got 3 or 4 other platoons pushing forward. Those platoons, between them, maybe there's like a Cade Castellan leading 2, a platoon command squad leading another one. All right. When you target that second blob with flexible command, which because you can just do that, there's 2 Voxcasters in that second blob which get a chance to try and generate the CP. And likewise, when you go to the third blob, you've got another 2 Voxcasters who get the chance to do it. Because it's not just targeting one unit. It targets all of your officers, and therefore it triggers all of those Voxcaster rolls. And so you could end up with 4, 5, 6 chances to roll 1 4+ to regenerate the command point. However you slice this, if you just build your army around it a little bit, if you just factor it into your list building, you should be getting flexible command for free every turn without having to put any serious dedicated investment into it, just by doing what you would normally be doing. Or if you want to, you can concentrate it in one place and have a dedicated squad. It's flexible. It can either be decentralized command or it can be centralized. Whatever you think works best for your army, your local meta, and your playstyle. So, in summary, flexible command is a fantastic stratagem which allows you to always have your tanks firing at peak efficiency, no matter how many tank commanders you lose. But you can also build your army around it, save points on the front end, end up with extra bonus units, and have those tanks at no risk of losing their squadron orders. And you can do that for free. Won't cost you a single command point. Personally, if I'm building a hybrid guard army, I'm probably going to be taking advantage of flexible command and the Creed command blob every single time. Just a very natural combo which works really well within that detachment. The one exception to that is going to be when I'm running a mechanized guard army inside the combined arms detachment. At that point, I'm probably going to go back to using tank commanders. But otherwise, in hybrid guard, I'm all about that Creed command blob. Of course, all of that is just like my opinion, man. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of the Creed command blob? How do you think it works with those cheaper vehicles? We've been talking about Russells and Dawns here, but what about using it to spam light armor? Like Hellhounds and Hydras and stuff. There's definitely some potential there as well. And what other crunchy combos do you think are worth highlighting in the Guard Codex? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. And as always, make sure you subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing, truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members, so thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.